Hi everyone, my name is Polina and today we are going to be assembling and soldering together this Tetris kit, and we are going to be building basically our own computer from scratch. So in this kit we have the board that came already soldered with the microcontroller on, and we have some printed directions for where stuff is supposed to be. And we have the outside shell made of this transparent plastic that we're just going to attach when we're finished soldering everything on with just a few screws we have here. Yep. Okay. And the small elements we have two capacitors, which we are going to attach on first because we are supposed to attach the smallest parts on first. Then we have our USB port, charger, have a little speaker, two display screens. These are LED lights, so this is what we are going to attach on probably one of the last things that we're going to put on the board because it is the biggest. And it comes with 6 buttons, and the button heads, a power switch, and of course we have also a battery that comes with it. And because it is a Tetris game and a game board, there is a scoreboard that we are going to attach just over here on the top. Yeah. Right, so let's start with the smallest parts first. We have our 2 capacitors. We are going to attach this one on first, and this goes on the side of your board where you see where the 2 screens are supposed to go in the end. So the capacitor is going to be in here, the 100 NF. So it doesn't really matter which way we put it in because there is no negative or positive. And we are just going to try to get it through the holes of the 2 legs. So we are just going to take and put it through the holes. In. Now we are just going to flip it over and see the legs poking out. We don't want that. We don't want a little pokey board, so we are just going to bend them back just like this. And let it rest. We have a little post-it note to keep the damage away from the table. And we are going to take our flax and just apply it right onto our middle. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got our first capacitor on there, and again, it did not matter which way you put it on because the positive or negative doesn't matter for that one. Smaller one, and now we have a bigger capacitor. So this one, it does matter which way you put it in. See, it even has a plus side, which is always left blank, and the negative side always has a little drawing or shading on it. So you just put it into the holes accordingly to side with the shading and the blank. Yeah, we got it. Okay, same thing, turn it over. You see your little antlers in the back. Oh, sorry, totally forgot the last thing about this one. We had to cut off a little excess that we have left here, just right perfectly. this one. Right. Capacitator's fully on there. Now the second one, sorry, you have to bend back the legs, same thing. Take your soldering device and you apply just enough. Just like I always get so excited doing this stuff. Just seeing it all melt and come together and not come out. It's pretty cool. So now I like to test it before I cut off the legs, and yeah, it is all stable and we have our 2 capacitors on there already. So now we are going to move on. I think we can do this simple part first. You can puzzle the USB port into the board, just right here at the top, right above the geek tacks on the same side as where the capacitors go. Just go in. Here we are, we have our USB port attached into the board, and we can finally solder the little holes, and it will stay in there nice and easy, just like that. And I think I got all of them. Yes, I think I got all of them. So, now that we got our USB port attached onto there, we can flip it over, check it out. It's still a bit hot from the heat of the soldering device. Soldering iron, sorry. And now we are ready to probably, you know, you can choose your steps, but I think I'm gonna put this little scoreboard display on right next to the USB port. You just slide it in with all the legs. It's supposed to fit. Okay, so now we got it all clipped down. We can take our iron and just slowly apply this one by one, the flags, and just make sure you don't apply too much. Don't want to overload it. And you got to make sure that your parts don't touch together. That wouldn't be very nice. Got our first set of them already soldered on, and our second row. All done. So now your scoreboard is on there. You are just going to take these mighty old clippers. See how it turned out? Pretty nice. Very good. Okay. Now, I was thinking I was gonna now put in the little sound speaker. So now you are going to take your iron. Now you are going to take your clippers and just clip off the excess metal. Perfect. Some of these can be tiny, but you can always deal with them. So everything is nice and secure. You got your little sound, got your 2 capacitors, a little scoreboard. You have your USB port. And now I think it is a great time to put on all the buttons. Or actually, I'm sorry, let's start with the on and off button, and that I believe is supposed to go right over here. Yes. So as I said before, most of the indications for where things are supposed to go are printed on here. So you can just look at the back of each one of your little devices and just align it to where you think the holes are supposed to go. Ah, perfect. Now it all went in. You just flip it over. And of course, as always, take your soldering iron, and for the little tiny holes we have to be extra careful not to connect any of them, so they have to be each their own separate dot flax, which can be, again, a little bit frustrating, but you know you got this. Okay, so now that your power switch is on, you can just let it be there. And now it's a great time to put on all these buttons. So we have 6 of them in total. You first put these on. Right. Awesome. So we have all of our buttons on, and now we might as well just put on the little yellow button heads. Great. So this is what we have now. Very cool. So yeah. So we have 2 LED display screens that go in right the middle of our little control panel. So you will see this little indent right here. And I believe you are supposed to put it in with the indent facing where the arrow is pointing. So, good, well. And for this one, for these tiny little holes, I'm actually going to use a black syringe. Now this works is you press a little bit out, you apply it to the hole, and then you take your iron and you just melt it together so that it turns into metal. All of the flags attached to there, we can just go over it and burn away, turn it into metal, and let it harden on the surface. Test it out, see if it attached. Perfect. Right. The second part, and I think I am just going to do this with the soldering iron instead, just because it just is a little bit simpler than applying the syringe. Right, perfect. We have now attached our first display screen to the board, and now for the second one. Okay, perfect. And now for the last part of the screen, we are just going to attach the last set of legs that we have here. Right. Now we got all of our parts attached to our thing, except for the battery, of course. Hey, just a piece of advice for you guys: try to keep your nails short and tidy when you're working with this. Okay, so now we are going to test it out with the mini USB. Plug it in and turn our game on. First game we have here is Tetris. We got the snake and a few other games, but mostly interested in Tetris, definitely. It works, it's alive. Hey, what's up?
What are you doing?
I'm learning how to solder, and this is my own Tetris game that I just made. And
That's
see?
pretty sick.
Yeah, and it works. So right now I'm just testing out how it works with the power source. And after this, I'm going to attach the battery and see how it works. You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You want to try it out?
Yeah, sure. I love
Okay.
playing video games.
Let's try to keep it. Now is, just turn it off real quick.
Do we take out
Plug.
the mini USB?
Yeah, correct. We take out the mini USB, and then we're going to attach the battery and see how it works with an alternate.
Yeah.
And we have our battery here. It has double-sided tape and 2 legs for attachment on the opposite side of the board, right over here. We're going to take our legs and attach them right in there, put them through the 2 holes.
Can I do it?
Wait, before that, we're going to just attach the double-sided tape, and we're going to put battery in. Oh my god, what?
Can I try?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Taking out.
Alright, you got it all attached.
There we go.
Now you just got to make sure that it stays within the white square and it's properly aligned. Turn it over, bend the legs with your fingers just a little bit just to make sure it stays in place.
Just a little bit. There we go. Turn on the soldering iron. There we go. Get it close enough to there. Would you mind holding it?
Awesome. So now, unlike the other parts that we've attached, we cannot cut the legs off right now because they are made of steel, and if you try to cut them off, it will probably break your cutters.
And then you'll just have to put in your batteries.
Yep, flip it over.
They should be a AAA.
Awesome.
Let's try it out with the batteries now, without having to use the micro USB.
Mini USB.
Yeah, mini.
So yeah, they have quite a lot of games. You play the snake game, flat on the table for the camera to see.
Well, yeah.
Right? Let's test with battery, and it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in general, for someone who has never held a soldering iron in their life, I think we did a pretty good job, and we built our own game. And I think that's pretty cool.
Did you also know that the Tetris song is actually a old Russian song?
Oh, wow, really? It's pretty interesting. It's a really famous game. Wasn't it developed by a Russian guy? Alright, well, we're gonna go play a little bit more of this thing, so bye everyone!
Bye.